Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode, live stream. I don't know what we're doing here. I can't talk. I just totally went brain fart. But anyway, welcome to the stream. Hope everybody's doing good today. So I thought it's probably a good time to get ready for some Valentine's Day blanks, to start kind of thinking ahead. I don't do, I forget about that. I'm like, oh yeah, yesterday was Valentine's Day. We should make some Valentine's blanks. So I thought we would kind of get ahead of the game. It might be kind of fun. So Stephen Daniels sent me this a couple years ago. So heart-shaped pasta. For anybody that doesn't know, pasta is one of the easiest things to cast in resin. You just literally drop it in there and everything goes well. The only issue you can run into is if you're turning it or just whatever you're making with it, you really want to seal it with something. So if you're making, pen blanks or something like that, it turns fine. It casts well, easily. You don't have to dry it out or do any of that kind of stuff. Turning is good, but you really want to put like a CA finish or something on top of it to seal off the pasta. If it gets wet, then it starts to get kind of funky like pasta does. So, but other than that, it works great, and I've never really had any issues, making pens or anything like that out of it. And you could make, you could do anything with it basically. So, sky's the limit. So I thought we would make a batch of pen blanks first, and I have a little bit of a poll. We got some poll action. I'm going to see which way you guys want me to go with the kind of colors, I guess. I got a couple of options for you, so we'll see. Hopefully, maybe the Streamlabs thing, the Chatbot, will actually work. And then the other project that I thought we would do is, so like I said, pen blanks for the first one. And then I thought we would make, I was thinking about what might be a kind of a cool Valentine's Day like project type thing. And I thought it might be kind of fun to make a little ring holder. I don't know if there's a specific name for these things. Ring... Not like a box, but I've seen them, where you're turning kind of a half bowl and it has kind of a prong in the middle that you can just, leave your rings on. I thought it'd be kind of an interesting, I don't know, different type of project. So we're going to do a kind of slightly different blank, but we're going to use these heart-shaped pastas for both the, both of the projects, or both the castings. And then, is the audio bad? I did mess around with some of the settings. Let me know if the audio is terrible. I didn't actually listen to it. So, let me start over here. I saw something about the audio from a 70s Godzilla movie. Oh, it sounds okay. Okay, I don't know what Dominic was talking about. Whew. I was like, man, I thought I got this stuff dialed in, and I even added some different functions. So anyway, we're going to make a little ring holder deal, and it should be kind of fun, a blank for that. It'll be kind of simple, so, but fun. There's lots of things that you can do with these pastas. And one other thing I want to mention about pasta is there's lots of different pastas that you can get. If you really scour the web, there are people that make like custom ones. I think there's like college like logos or something, like all kinds of different crazy things that you can get in pasta, shells or whatever. I don't know, whatever these things are, not shells, but they're really fun. So hopefully you guys will enjoy watching the fun. So I'll have another poll. I think that Valentine's Day is one of those holidays, quote unquote, that some people it's kind of a hit or miss with if people like it or not. So I thought I'd start a poll. It's going to go for like 5 minutes. Let's see if this works first, I guess. Chatbot sometimes doesn't actually get started for, I don't know, they say like wait 10 minutes. See if it works. We'll see if I started a poll. I thought it'd be kind of fun to play around with some different polls and get used to the functionality of the software. I'm glad it sounds good. That's good. I played with the levels, so it should be, I don't know, high, good high, but I've also limited it. So if I get all kind of crazy, then it won't clip or anything like that or blow you guys' eardrums out. It's out of sync. Hello. I'll have to go back and look. Hard for me to tell. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. Oh, it doesn't look like the chatbot is doing anything. All right, so we're going to cancel that. I'm going to turn the stupid chatbot off. I'm going to turn it on. Seriously, get your software fixed, Streamlabs. All right, so we'll see if this works. It should work. And like I said, a lot of times they say that you have to wait like 10 minutes anyway. Ridiculous. Part of it's YouTube's problem. So anyway, so the first one that we're going to do, like I said, we're going to make some pen blanks. I got my blank or my mold all sprayed with Stoner. We're going to be using my 6 pen blank mold. It's about a 5x6, and they hold about, if you're trying to go for like a 1-inch, and these are not special or anything like that. They're kind of the same thing as everybody else, sells or makes. But for me, I use about 540 grams, and that'll give me about a 1-inch brick in there, which I like to be able to kind of cut off some of the edges to get the insides. So we'll be going with that, and I do need the chatbot to start working, though, before we get going on the casting. So like I said, I already sprayed my mold. It's in the oven, number one, and I've already sprayed it with Stoner mold release. So yeah, Gretchen's here. Welcome to the stream, Gretchen. She's slacking. She's not working right now. I don't know. We'll see. We're going snowboarding tomorrow, and we finally have some powder, hopefully. I literally bought a snowboard, a new one, at the beginning of last season, and it still hasn't seen powder, and I live in Tahoe. So last season was a complete bust. There were a few pow days, but like the way I always go on Thursdays, and it just happened that every time it was Thursday, there was no powder. But we really didn't get enough snow anyway. Gretchen's likeness model, that's fun. Gretchen's a chatbot. We have like pre-configured things that it says. So Streamlabs working. I'm going to try and start the poll again. I don't know if we're actually 10 minutes in. There it goes. So I guess I just need to learn to turn this stupid thing off and on every single time I do a stream, which is so very convenient. I'll learn my lesson. So there's a poll. So you guys can enter it. Like I said, just kind of curious to see what you guys have to say about it. So let's see here. Where was I at? Now that we got that thing rolling, one other thing that I also want to mention is we'll be doing a giveaway. So I just did the coffee tamper on Saturday, I think. And it turned out quite well. I'm very happy with it. And so for anybody that watched that stream, if you didn't watch it, you can see the making of this blank. But what I did was something a little bit different. I don't usually use UV resin for finishes on stuff that much. So I thought let's break that out and try it out. And so what ended up happening was I put on a coat. But there's a lot of little kind of gaps and things, like little cracks and stuff in the coffee beans. And so I ended up, there was like little kind of indentations here and there. It just wasn't perfect. So I went back and sanded it with 240 grit, got everything smoothed back up, and then applied another coat of UV finish. And it's pretty much, it's fairly perfect. I would say that I can get a CA finish a little bit more perfect, just kind of smoother looking. And I could go back and sand this and mess around with that, trying to polish it up. But one of the things that I like, there's two things that I like about these finishes where you just put them on and walk away and you don't sand. You're hoping that it goes on perfect. Is one, I don't have to sand it. I don't really enjoy polishing, polishing stuff, It's not my favorite thing on the planet, and it's not like I'm selling these things. It's not like that's what I do. So for time's sake, I'd rather not waste my time and have a slightly less than perfect finish. That's kind of what I've been getting. I do think you can get a perfect finish if you kind of really spend the time and carefully apply it. But you have to be kind of careful. Now, the thing is, holding this in front of my face, it looks fine. And the other advantage, you know, like the not doing any more polishing or sanding, the other advantage is it's just super glossy because, you know, that surface is not impeded. You're not scuffing it up. You're not, you know, trying to you know, abrade it higher and higher grits until it's, you know, invisible sanding scratches. That's what you're doing when you're polishing stuff. Very difficult to get the same kind of gloss, basically, is what I'm saying. And so I really like this. And even though it's, you know, maybe like the way that I would compare, you know, some of the finishes, so I did the pine cone lamp and I just put the epoxy finish on. There's a couple of imperfections, but we're talking about the difference between like 95% perfect and 100%. And to get it 100% is going to take twice as long. So, you know, you just kind of, it's not a bad way to go. But if you are going for museum quality perfection, you're selling stuff and don't want anybody to point any flaws out, then you're going to probably have to go and sand and do all that kind of stuff. Finish the finish, as I call it. So let's see here. You guys are voting. I think that poll might be, there's about a minute left on that first poll. So I'll let you guys know what the answer is. Let's see here. So I'm just going to stop. And one thing that I do want to mention, if you guys did not see this video or the live stream replay, I don't think, I was trying to remember, I don't think I've used the negative rate cutter, Easy Wood tools, on a coffee bean blank before. I don't turn that many coffee bean blanks. And these coffee beans, I mean, that cutter handled these things. There was no chip out, basically. I mean, there was one little sort of kind of thing that you could maybe call a chip out, maybe. But I mean, really, it cut perfectly. So I didn't stabilize or do anything with these beans. I just, you know, dried them out with some acetone, got some oils out. But anyway, so the whole point of me talking about that is we're going to do a giveaway for a coffee bean blank. We made one of the tan colored ones. So this will be up for grabs at the end of the stream. We're going to do things a little different than last time. I learned my lesson with the giveaways. We're not going to start it and have it run for like ever because the people that enter are probably going to be gone, or some of them at least. So in the way that I want the giveaways to work, you have to be, I want the person here. You know, you have to be here when I draw. So what we're going to do is we're just going to wait till the end now. I'm going to do the giveaway and it's just going to run for like 5 minutes. So if you've entered, make sure you stick around. But I'll be picking the winner shortly after that. So, let's see here. Is there any stuff? So we got Rich is here and Dominic, Doug, Scott, Jen. Lots of people. Steve McDonald, welcome. Lewis is here. David, Ozzy, man, tons of people. And I saw Kim Thomas is here. Awesome. Mike McEwen. Awesome. All right, so let me stop yakking. I think that poll ended. I'm going to complete it, so it should tell you guys what the results are, I think, now. A tie. It's a tie. I told you it was pretty divided on that, so I'm not actually that surprised, but nobody won. So a lot of you guys are like, screw Valentine's Day, and then the rest of you are like, it's the best thing ever. So anyway, that's pretty cool. Interesting to see. All right, so let me get some gloves on here. Let me get some gloves out. Like I said, the first one's going to be pen blanks. Let's get I think is it this one? Do that one. I kind of like this one, where you can kind of see what I'm doing, but if you really want to see up close, you can look at that top screen. I think I'm actually going to slightly adjust that camera angle. Oh, that's probably going to screw everything up. I'm not going to touch it. I'll zoom it in. That'll fix the problem. I don't like that like weird thing at the top. I'm just going to zoom it in. There, look at that. We got a better view. All right, and we got, I think everything's right with the, yep, that's right. Okay, so we're good to go. Yeah, it was a tie. I don't know. Let's see if there's any information here. Nope. No more information. But yeah, tie. A holiday made by the candy. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't love that part of it either, but it is kind of fun. I'm on the fence, back and forth with it. I see both things. I don't think it's definitely not my favorite holiday. That's for certain. Okay, so we have our 5 colored pasta. We need, let's see, I got my little book out here. So we're gonna do sticky sticky stuff. I was casting a few things beforehand. Oh, and one other thing that I want to mention for anybody, there's a lot of people that were pretty interested in those blood money pen blanks. They are available on my website right now. So go, oh, I think they are. Oh, yeah, they are. They're just not at the top. Okay, so because I had blood money pen blanks, they were slightly different. Changed the listing is what happened. So here's a link to the blood money pen blanks. They're ready to rock and roll. You like candy though? Okay, so let me get, I have a little cardboard piece. I don't stick my notebook in resin. Yep, it's sticky. Okay, and I got my little pen here. So let's start with the date. The date today is the 27th. 1/27. We're doing heart pasta. Valentine's Day. All right, so the first thing we're doing, we're going to make some pen blanks. Like I said, we're going to be using my, and I have a lot of these, so, but we're going to use my 6 blank mold. It makes 6 pen blanks, 5-inch long, and about 3/4 inch. So 6 by 5 is the dimensions. It'll make about, like I said, 6 blanks, but it'll give me 540 grams. Will give me about an inch or so deep casting. So we're going to do 540. So what we're going to do is, this is all going to be kind of one thing. I have a couple ideas in mind that I thought would be fun. I've done these in the past, and so I guess we're going to have to wait and see which way we go with this. But so in the past, what I've done is I've just poured these, cast these in stark white resin, and that looked really awesome. It was a pretty cool way to go. So, that's one way to go. The other thing that I was thinking is maybe we could just go with like a kind of a transparent red, maybe add a little bit of glitter. What do you think? A little bit of glitter to that red, and then just go for see-through. Now, I know that's not ideal necessarily with pen blanks, but I thought it'd be kind of cool. You could make handles out of this as well. So that's kind of the question, and we're going to set up another poll. Do you want to just see the white? That's, definitely a much easier way to just go for like you can easily make a pen out of that. No questions. Or do you want to see the see-through red with some glitter? So let's start this poll. Here we go. Poll is started. Come on, Cloudbot. Work with me here. Frozen? On here. I'm going to refresh my page because it seems frozen to me. Did the poll? Oh, it has opened. Okay, so my thing did freeze up a little bit. Okay. I think it's working. Huh. It's not, God, man, this thing is killing me. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got some data rolling in here. All right, we got it. We got it going on here. Doug wants pink. Well, that's not an option. Sorry. All right, so back over to my notes. So 540 grams is what we're going for. We're going to do 270 grams times 2. I'm using Alumilite Clear slow set. That's a 1-to-1 mix ratio. So this thing is going to be, we got about 3 minutes left on the poll. Let's see, where are we at so far? It looks like Transparent Red is in the lead by a few votes. We'll have to see which way you guys go. What's going on with if it's a tie, you will get pink. That's true. My audio bit rate's too. I don't even know. We got 2 minutes left. Keep your votes coming, folks. Keep those votes coming. Does Gretchen have? Got it. All right, we got about a minute left. Oh, white's creeping back up now. Gonna be close, guys. It's gonna be close. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Just stop and make barbecue. We'll have to see. Oh, Doug went with white. All right, so I think it should be wrapping up here. We got 30 seconds left. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. You can only vote once, by the way. Just to let you guys know. Adding more, not going to change. I do think that you could change your vote, but it's going to record. It's going to take away the other one. You know what I mean? But you can only do one vote. Sean's here. What's up, man? Close enough to pink. Yeah, it is pretty close. Oh, I don't know. Red's starting to take over. We got 2, 1, 0. All right, so we've closed the poll. Complete it. I'll wait for it to announce in the thing. I know there's kind of one of the problems with live streams is there's kind of a delay. All right, Transparent Red is what you guys picked. So it says, what does it say? Transparent Red was the most voted. 62% of the votes, guys. Hey, Sarah, how's it going? All right, so let's see. We got our cameras correct. So now that I know what we're doing, I can finish my little notes here. So we're doing red. And so the way to get red transparent is I'm just going to use Alumilites. And I know there's no label or anything, but Alumilite red dye. The reason there's no label is I just buy those little jars. And I buy the gigantic guys, the 16 ounces, because I go through so much dye. It's cheaper to buy in bulk. And then I just fill these little 1 ounce bottles. So this is Alumilite red dye. It's totally transparent. So, and again, the whole batch is just going to be red. And then we're going to add, let's see here. So, and the way this works, you don't really need to add a whole lot of dye, to your resin. So I'll just kind of give it a squirt. You could get, very specific if you wanted to. I don't really think it matters in this case. The one thing that I will say is by the time you're done turning down your pen blank, it's going to be a pretty thin thing. And so even with dyes, it may look very dark and red in the cup, you know, and it's going to be a big mass of resin and dye. I would, and I'll show you what I mean, but you know, when you're mixing it up, pull some out and kind of look and see what the tint of the dye is on your stick. That'll give you a better indication of what it's going to look like once it's turned down thin. Again, that goes for the mica powders too, to see how opaque they end up being. So we'll just kind of eyeball it. I'm just going to call it about a squirt of dye, and then we're going to add, I have some of this glitter hippo, the vampire one, and it's the holographic tinsel glitter is what it's called. So glitterhippo.com is where I got this. They got all kinds of colors. That's the stuff that I use for my glitter blanks. Works great. And I'm not going to go, let's see here. Let's just dump a pack of that glitter hippo in. I'm just going to go for one. It's about, I want to say it's about 20 grams. If you wanted like a weight, that's what the net weight is of this. So we're just going to dump in a package of vampire glitter. All right, so that's as simple as it gets. Doesn't get too much simpler than that. Got our dye, we got our pasta. Let's open this pasta up. I had it kind of taped. Okay, we got our pasta ready. I'm gonna put it over here, I think. Again, my mold is already in the oven warming up. I already sprayed it with Stoner mold release. So now we just need a cup. I'm gonna get a new cup. Zero that guy out, and let's start adding our resin. Yeah, I may not get as many super chats, but for simple things like that, I actually like this better, because where we run into problems with super chats is when I already have something, like there's something where it needs to be kind of specific, and then people super chat and then they do things that they can't even do or that I don't want to do. So where we're going to use the super chats is like next week. I think what we're going to do is do some choya blanks again. And that's going to be like throw in whatever kind of color combination you want. And so I think super chats will be good that way. For things where we're just going to, you know, put a bunch of colors together, but it's really impossible for me to wait for like a delayed, you know, chat to come up with certain types of things, especially when I kind of have things pre-planned. So in this case, that's fine. I'll give up a couple super chats to make it a little bit more smooth. Now, the only problem is the stupid chatbot doesn't work half the time. All right, so we need 270 grams of part A. $261, $266. We're sneaking up on it there. $269. Bottles. You can get 1 ounce bottles actually directly from Alumilite. That's where I kind of started that trend, because I was like, you know, they have, and now they have markings on them. It's like printed onto the bottle. But back in the day, they used to actually put labels on their bottles. So this is just an older one. And so I finally just asked Carol, I said, hey, I make a bunch of custom, well, like I said, I just fill like the simple colors like red, violet, you know, green, all that kind of stuff. But I also make a ton of, hey, a super chat. Thanks, Jen. I appreciate it. But I make a bunch of custom ones, you know, custom dye colors for my pen blanks. And so I finally just asked Carol, I'm like, hey, look, can I just get some of those 1 ounce bottles? But there's lots of different places. There's like bottles online, I think, or something like that, .com. And I think you can get them at like Uline. That probably costs a fortune. Amazon probably has them. So I don't know. Somebody probably answered that question and has some ideas too. But you can just get them directly from Alumilite as well. At least they used to. I don't think they changed that. All right, so let's see where we're at. I wasn't really keeping track that time. Yeah. 89, 263. What do we need? 270. 270. Okay, we got it. I'm gonna grab myself a little stir stick here. We got resin all over the place on this thing. Sticky resin. Ah, well. Turntex has them. That's a good idea. It says, "Shut up and take my money." It's Bender or Fry from Futurama. And then I got Homer does a woohoo when people subscribe to my channel. I thought that'd be kind of fun. I don't think they show up. I don't think that plays on the replay. I don't know. I was watching a replay and that happened and I didn't hear any sound. So I don't know if they like muted it or I don't know. It's kind of weird. All right, so that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do here is let's kind of get this in underneath the thing here for you guys, sort of. I'll just stick it right in the resin. Sticky resin. So I'm just going to go for like a squeeze like that. And you got to watch out. Some of the dyes can be pretty dark. Blue, their regular blue is really dark. So if you did that, it would be extremely dark. Keep in mind, though, it will lighten up when you turn it down. Green can be pretty dark. See here, is there any other ones? Violet is another dark one. And then their fluorescents are like semi-transparent, so they're kind of opaque. Ocean blue isn't as bad, but just be careful. If you don't, like, it's better to add a little bit at a time, sneak up on a color, then go way overboard the first shot. Now, I know that red is not. You could keep dumping red in and it's never going to get dark. So I'm just kind of pulling that out, and I think that's fine for the color. That's good enough for me, but it's still transparent. And then we're just going to rip open our baggie of vampire glitters here. And I like to kind of mix it in slowly. It's not that, you could probably just dump the whole thing if you wanted, but it seems like it's less clumpy. Seems like a good way to go, Now you could add a little bit of pearl powder to the mix as well. My problem is I think this is going to be enough. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I kind of want to add a little bit of pearl to this now. Not much though, like just a tiny bit. We're going to add a little bit of wine red. All right. I'm just going to grab a little thing. We're going to call it a small scoop here. And it should be still, once you turn the pen blank down, it should be pretty, transparent. It might just add a little bit of, movement, but it's not going to be like opaque. That super dark pearly. I thought it might be kind of fun. So I don't know if that was enough. I don't think that was enough. I'm going to add, we'll call it 2 small scoops. And what I'm doing is, again, I'm looking on the stick to see just kind of what is this looking like. Give me an idea once you turn it. Still doesn't look like it's very much. Add a little bit more because I'm not seeing what I want to see. Want a little bit of pearliness in there, you know? A little bit of shimmer behind the glitter. Shimmer behind the glitter. We may not see a whole lot of it because there is glitter in there, but let's just keep going here. I don't know where we're at. For record keeping, this is a tough way to go. You got to really, make sure you keep track. Luckily, I'm recording this in video, so not particularly worried. We're just going to keep going here until I see something that I like with the shimmer. Still very transparent. I mean, if you hold this up, you can still see through the stick. You know what I mean? So I'm not like going overboard yet. I think that might actually be, depending on how the light hits it, there's a little bit of shimmer to that. So I think we'll add one more little scoop here. I have no clue how many that's going to be in the end. And I wasn't measuring it, obviously, but one more, and I think we're going to be good. Because I am going for transparent, even though they're pen blanks. I want it to be see-through so you can see the glitter real well. So this is going to be one of those cases where you either want to use a nickel-plated tube or you want to go for, painting the inside of the blank, and that'll give you a kind of a dark background, but depth until you get to that inside of the blank. Yeah, there we go. Now there's some shimmer. Okay. So sometimes you just got to kind of keep playing with it until you get what you want. Let me put this powder away so I don't spill it or get anything in there. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is we're just going to dump this whole thing in the mold. All right, in you go. Wipe off the drips. And then we're just going to dump pasta in. I like to dump it in after the fact rather than pour the resin over it. Just because you're really not going to trap air bubbles that way. I think you'd be pretty safe with this stuff, most likely, but since this is all just one homogeneous thing, it's not like there's color swirls, you're free to just, move this stuff around without, upsetting the look of your castings. And so this way you can kind of, tap on it and move these things, roll them around, and hopefully the idea is you're not letting any air bubbles get kind of trapped in there. And we'll just kind of keep filling this until it's full, which I think we're probably just about there at this point. Not a whole lot of room for these things to move. We're getting everything to the edges too, in the corners. I think these are going to be pretty sweet looking. Good choice on the pole, because I've already seen white, and I will say if you're making some blanks like this, white is a really good one. It looks pretty neat, and you're opaque, so you're only seeing the outlines of the heart. So it's a neat way to go. But I was really curious to see how this would turn out. And actually, I think I'm just going to use these pots simply because you guys can see what I'm doing here, in case it was important to see me loading this stuff. I really want to make some hooks for these lids up here. It'll make it kind of easy to just hang it there. It's not that bad hanging it on the back, but I'm worried that it's kind of hitting the gasket, and I don't want to mess that thing up. So you always want to crank these things down evenly. You don't want to like crank the heck out of one and then go around the horn. That'll probably, tighten a kind of a crimp or like a weird bend in your lid. So always try and evenly do two clamps at a time, little by little, so that it's going on there evenly, and you will probably have less air leaks. in your lid gasket that way. All right, so let's see here. Oh. Oh, what am I doing? I'm going to wipe off my stick here. One thing you could do, since this is HDPE, this stick, I could wait until the resin cures, but it just kind of, they end up getting a little bit degraded after a while, and it doesn't all just pop off necessarily in one easy shot. So I like to just wipe them off before the resin has set up, and that way I can use this thing right away, not be worried about dyes or anything, you know, mixing stuff, contaminating the next batch. My stick's ready to go. All right, so let's see here. Clyde had snow. Oh man, it's been snowing off and on for the last few days here, finally. I mean, we hadn't had snow since, like, we had a little bit of a storm around New Year's, but it wasn't enough to make me excited. So, yeah, ice in Michigan. We get pretty wet snow here, so it's still icy though. All right, so for the next thing that we're gonna do, what I had in mind was like one of the ring holder things, and I don't know if that's what they're called. I should have looked this up. Ring holder. Yeah, ring holder. Actually, something that I never thought about. I'm looking at a picture here. You could totally just make like a cone. That's actually a really neat idea. I'm going to switch to my desktop view and show you guys this picture here. So hold on a sec. Need to get this thing rolling. Who's right there? There we go. So look at this thing. That's pretty neat. I've never seen one like that, but you could easily turn that. I mean, it's so simple, it's stupid, but don't miss out. Oh my God. Thank you for that pop-up message. So that's not what I was thinking originally. But man, that is about as simple as it gets. I never thought about that. So let's go back, and I'm actually going to do turned. I'm going to type in wood turning and ring holder. Wow, there's more of these things. What the heck? Oh, that's the newest craze, guys. So like this thing, wood turned ring holder. That's what I was thinking initially. So like kind of a half bowl and then a cone type thing. But I got to be honest, I'm retracting, because those things, I've never been particularly excited about those other things. This, I know it's simple and stupid, but that's what I want to make. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to kind of switch gears. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go with a 3-inch blank. Hey, there's my, what am I doing here? Let's switch back to the stream. So let's go for just a 3-inch PVC pipe. Hopefully I'll have enough. I should have enough. Yeah, I think we'll have enough of these goodies. Since we did the red on the pen blanks, why don't we do just white on this one so you can see that? I think it's a really interesting, I like that look a lot personally. So let's do that on the next one. So I'm going to give you guys, switch you to, well, I got to get back to where the chat is. Where's that? Yeah, it looks like a candy corn. I know. Let's see here. So let's switch to the casting reversed view. So number 2, and that's like I said, that's what I had in mind, was kind of this little bowl shaped thing with a cone in it. But I don't know. I sometimes you just got to switch it up. I like the simplicity of that other one. I mean, I like that. So number 2, we're doing a ring holder. And let's see here. We're going to go with a, is that going to work, 3-inch? Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's see how much we can fit in that. This is all I have, so One thing that I wish that I didn't have time, but I thought about it when I was getting set up for today's stream. Sometime I want to actually go get those little heart candy things, which I think they might not sell anymore. Did I hear something? The company went out of business? I don't know. But remember the little hearts with the sayings on them? That would be awesome to cast, but I don't know if they make them anymore. All right, so 3-inch PVC pipe is what we're using. We're using slow set clear again. And yeah. So I think I'm going to need, let's see, we just did a 3-inch PVC last time. And we added about 600 grams of resin. So that's pretty much what we're going to need. Yep. Is that right? Yep. Actually, I think I might have been over on that. I don't know. Let's just go with 600 and see where we get. 300 times 2, and then we're just going to add white dye. Let's see here. All right, so I'm just going to do a quick calculation to see. I go with percentages based on half the resin. It's kind of convoluted, but we're going to see what. I'm just going to tell you how many grams. We're going to add 6 grams of white dye to the mix. All right, so I got my mold there. I need my little plug. These little plugs you can get at Turner's Warehouse. They are fabulous. So I need to go spray this with some mold release. Get that out of the way. Get my mold release rolling. And then after we get this guy cast, we will do a giveaway for the tan coffee bean blank. Now, I just want to mention that, so Dan at Stainless Bottle Stoppers sent me the coffee tamper thing, but I don't think they sell them. It's not one of their products. I think he just picked it up somewhere. So I do think that Niles has them, the Niles Bottle Stoppers place, but you can get them all over the place online. So maybe one of these days Stainless will add them to their product lineup. Second company bought the recipe. Nice. Ooh, they're back as of last year. Sweet. Sweet hearts. Yeah, conversation hearts. And remember that, like in elementary school, and you'd fill out these little Valentine sticker things and like hand them to your friends or people, classmates. It was fun. You'd always have those little candy things, though. I remember that. Cool. All right, so let's get rolling here. I'm going to get my gloves on. And we will mix up some resin. Very exciting. Very exciting. All right. Zero the scale out. Saw them at Family Dollar. Nice. I'm going to have to pick some of those up. That would be kind of fun. I don't think I've ever cast those. Now, you're not going to see the message on them, you know. Well, I guess you could in clear resin. I guess. I wasn't thinking that initially, but I think it'd be kind of fun. They should turn okay. What I don't like is chewy, soft things, which I think those things would probably kind of absorb resin and kind of harden up, actually. Kind of like pasta in a sense, or stuff like that. So I'm kind of curious to see how that works. So we need 600. 300 times 2. $260, $87, $293. We're sneaking, guys. We're sneaking. Walgreens, nice. It depends on how hot your resin gets. But the one thing I do know is hard candies like candy canes or, butterscotches, those types of things, those hard candies, those things are fine. It could melt. one of the advantages to Alumilite Clear Slow Set is it doesn't kick as hot as, you know, you're just run-of-the-mill epoxy or other resins. Epoxies tend to be a lot hotter, so that could be problematic, but I think that's one of the reasons why Slow Set Clear works a lot of times. So, you know, you never know. All right, so we need another 300 grams of part B. Yeah, gummies. Like I tried like Mike and Ike's or hot tamales or something once. Oh my God. And the problem is it's not structurally stable. So like you can just bend the blank because there's this huge chunk of gummy stuff. And so that I don't recommend anybody mess with those unless you're just gonna, unless, you know, and this is for turning. If you're gonna cut into it and shape it, no. I mean, it's kind of dangerous really. So if you're just gonna cast, you know, hot tamales in a mold like one of these pyramid things or something like that, you'll probably be fine as long as you're just demolding it and setting it on a table. That's it. You're done. You can get away with a lot more that way. All right, so we're sneaking up here. 297, 298, 299. Oh man, one more squirt. Here we go. Nope, 2 more squirts. There's a weak squirt. Okay, there we go. Get my stick out here. I'd finished casting a nightlight. Mammoth tusk, nice. That's awesome, yeah. And that's the other way. Things like mammoth tusk, turning things like that is just a nightmare. So hard. Bone, antler can be sometimes. Actually, antler's not that hard, tough. I guess like it's, what am I trying to, like shells. Oh, so hard and they just dull your tools so quick. They're so abrasive is really the problem. It's almost like you need like a diamond tipped tool. I wonder if anybody's ever tried that. What's up, Art? Wheat tarts. Wheat tart. For some reason, I cannot. Wheat tarts. No, sweet tart. Oh, well, that's not what I mean either. That would be more like the hearts, I think. That's not really a hard candy. Hard candy is like the stuff that's like a butterscotch or something. They're usually like clear. Candy canes are like a hard, brittle kind of thing. That stuff's more like Tums. I think that's not really hard. It's kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's rigid, but not bendy, but it's not really hard either. Well, I'm not sure what might be causing that. Depends on what resin you used and, well, I mean, it'll be hot for a while. Yeah, I mean, that can happen. Especially like if it's Alumilite clear regular. So slow, I guess it would probably be slow set, maybe? I don't know. If it was epoxy, that's your problem because you didn't leave it in long enough, most likely. But I think that's probably the thing is, I mean, sometimes I pull things out of the pressure pot and they're still hot. It takes a while for the heat to dissipate sometimes. Okay, so we got our resin mixed up. Drop in 6 grams of white dye here. Two, three, 4, Okay, so we got this stuff nice and solid white. I might actually add, that's pretty good. I might add a little bit more just to make it super white. I just want it to be really bright white. It's looking good right now, but I'm gonna add a little bit more white. So I'm gonna add another 3 grams to this. Okay, so 9 grams total is what I put in here. Like I said, it's not necessary. It was plenty white and opaque, but I want to go for as white as possible. Realistically, I like the Divine Pigments white. It is much more. It's like a much starker white. The problem is I'm running really low on that. I don't have 6 grams or even 5 grams or 4 to dump in there. So I'm going to go with Alumilite white, which typically I'll add a little bit more. These are based on just percentages, like factored against the part A is how I do it. It doesn't really matter. Percentage of how much dye to the resin. And I typically find that higher number is where I like it to be with the Alumilite white dye. But it's up to you. It's not a... 6 grams would have been fine as well. Okay, so we got our white. And I think in this case, hey, Will, thanks for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it. In this case, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to dump it in my cup. And I'm going to kind of mix it around. But you can kind of see how, like, let's see here. Let's see if I can get like an edge. See how cool that is with the white? Oh, it's not working very well. There we go, kind of. Where you just see the outline. Oh. I don't know. I don't know if you can see that, but give you a little bit of a preview of how these are going to look. I really liked it. I made I think a bottle stopper the last time. Hey, Homer. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody, who was it? Kenneth, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. And thank you very much, Will, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. All right, so we got our whole bag of hearts in our cup. And I'm just, like I said, I dumped it in there so I can kind of mix it around and make sure there's, no air bubbles are getting trapped, getting resin all over the hearts. And then at this point, we can just dump it in. Now, can you guys see kind of? Yeah, you guys can see in the farther away view. The resin will probably want to dump first in this case, so I'm going to make sure to kind of scoop it out. Scoop the hearts. All right, so let me back off. I want to make sure I'm backing off on resin being pushed in here, because I want this whole thing filled. Hearts. All right, so that's pretty good. I'll pack it in a little bit there. Got a little bit left, but I don't know what we're going to be able to make out of it. Let's try, let's get a single pen blank mold out. Here we go. I got a double. Let's just do that and see what we can do here. I might actually scoop out some of that white resin if this isn't really enough. I think it's probably enough. That way we're not wasting anything. A couple more of these guys in here. Okay, look at that. That worked out pretty well. So, open this guy up. I'm going to put my flat, I'm just going to put a piece of wood down on the bottom here that fits. You always want to back up, if you're going to put a silicone mold like this in, you always want to put it on a flat surface. If you just stick it in the bottom of your pressure pot, they're all kind of curved. Even the CA Technologies are just very slightly curved. You'll end up with banana blanks because it curves. The pressure, you'll pressurize it, and it's going to press that mold down and match the whatever's underneath it basically. So you want to make sure you got a nice flat surface. Use either a mold rack, just stick something flat in the bottom, whatever. Banana blanks are no fun. It took me a while to figure out what was going on too. I thought like I really screwed up making the silicone molds or something. And then I realized that it was just the pressure conforming it. Okay, so we got that tightened up and pressure. So let me clean off that stick. Again, we're going to be doing a giveaway now for a coffee bean blank. How fun is that? Pretty cool. I turned up the white one, so I thought I'd give away the tan one. Don't leave yet, Ray. It's giveaway time. Oops, what did I do that for? That's not what I didn't mean to do that. All right, so this thing cleaned up here. Okay. Wipe this guy down so it's not dripping all over the place. For anybody that was watching or saw my Instagram post about pen kit storage, bushings, kits, and tubes and all that kind of stuff, I have a conclusion to that. I have a game plan, and I'm actually kind of surprised that I didn't really think of this earlier. So behind me, there's a little bit of a. Let me get on the intro cam. There's a little bit of a cubby down here, and I'm probably going to get rid of that little cart. It's like the Harbor Freight cart. And what I'm going to do is actually get just possibly one of the kind of cheaper toolbox roll-away kind of things, but they'll fit perfect. There's either Home Depot has some like garage cabinet things on wheels. They kind of look like the toolboxes. Or just the simple kind of roll-away toolboxes. And so they have a bunch of drawers. And the thing is, I don't want stuff hanging out. A lot of people are like, oh, I hang my pen kits on pegboard or something. I don't want stuff just hanging out. It would need to be, put away. And so I don't really have a whole lot of wall space, but I have a little bit of floor space. So that's what I'm actually going to go with. And I can fit all my kits in there. I can fit the tubes, basically. And I actually already keep my bushings in just one of those little small parts organizer things. So that's not really a problem. Gluten-free. Sue won last week. You can opt in if you want. 40 inches of snow. Inches or centimeters? Two centimeters. And Eric's give. Yeah, you might have enough to keep you busy for a little bit. I don't know. All right, so let's hope that this giveaway actually works. So far, the Cloudbot's been working. I've had to kind of wait a little bit on things. It's been a little slow, but all right. So we're opening the giveaway. The way this is going to work is it's set on a 5-minute timer. It's going to be a 5-minute giveaway. So when I open the giveaway, enter it by you type exclamation. What the heck is it? Exclamation raffle It'll tell you when it opens it up in the chat. So enter that way, and then it'll just go for 5 minutes, and then we'll choose the winner. So make sure don't leave, don't enter and leave, because if you're not here when I pick the winner, then you're not going to win. You're going to have to be here to win. So I'm opening the giveaway. Hopefully it works. 110 centimeters. There it is. The giveaway is open and it worked, and the Cloudbot did its job. Well, that's great. I'm very happy about the Cloudbot working today for the giveaways, because that's the most important thing, isn't it? And so it's open to anybody, anywhere in the world. Yeah, my sister's husband is actually, he has Swedish ancestry. We have Norwegian, my family. I like the Nordic area. I really want to visit up there sometime. We have a lot of stuff in our family, but that's probably the overriding one. I'm mostly Norwegian. That's kind of cool. Nice, it's working. Received one ticket. Received one ticket. I know that gets annoying, but that way you know that your entry got entered. Let everybody know. Nice. How many entries do we have, I wonder? All right, so how much time do we have on here? We got 3 minutes left. Make sure to get your entries in for the coffee bean blank. Very fun. I always end up with, random blanks that I got laying around, or I just make too many for me to actually get done turning. So I'm glad that we can do these giveaways now, because it'll kind of help out, make sure that things aren't just sitting around in my shop. That's kind of silly. Half Swedish, half Norwegian. Nice. How many entries do we have? Oh, we got 85 people watching. That's pretty good. Dang. All right, make sure to get your entries in. Exclamation raffle if you want to win it's a coffee bean blank. And I'll clean up the top and all that kind of stuff, cut it up. It looks like this one had a little bit more floating, so you might have a little bit more. But you can easily make one of those coffee tamper handles with it, or bottle stoppers. Plenty long enough for that kind of thing. So, nice. Quite a few people entering. We got 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Yeah, we met, I'm trying to think, let's see here. We met a few people that were from Norway at Makers Central. Oh man, I can't remember. Her name just went blank. Is Gretchen still here? What were the, let's see. What were the Norwegians' names? They were so cool. They both did really artistic, fun things. Dang, I can't think of their names. But anyway, they were really cool. We hung out with them a lot. All right, we got tickets being entered for 1 minute left. 1 minute. Is there anything else I need to explain? I'm trying to work on this. I'm making a bandsaw sled, and I'm just, oh my God. The video is, I just keep trying to make the video, and I'm not happy with any of it. So hopefully there'll be a video up soon. Trying to make it good, I guess, but nope, you're just in time, Brad. Get it in, because it's actually gonna close soon, like in 30 seconds. So type in exclamation raffle if you want to get entered for a chance to win the coffee bean blank. This is real, live. It's going. There's a delay, so I don't know if you'll get in. Yeah, one boat maker, and she did all kinds of neat stuff. So I think it's going to close here. Yeah, yep, it's closed. Close entries. Let's see. Let me just make sure. I don't think Brad got in. Sorry, Brad. Did it close it out? Giveaway closed. All right, so let's go in and see who won. I'm just gonna roll through here and see. We had 47 entries, guys. That's pretty awesome. And one other thing I wanted to mention, I know some of the folks that watch the chat, or the chat, the streams are not necessarily turners or you know, whatever, they're makers necessarily. They couldn't do anything with a blank if I sent them one, if they won one. And so I just want to let people know, you know, sometimes I'm going to be actually just giving away things that I make, because that's another thing that I have is I tend to not even like list things for sale that I make. So I figured it'd be a lot better getting in somebody that wants it and can use it in their hands. All right, so let's pick a winner here, guys. I'm going to click the button. And Frank Fowler. Oh man, he's won way too many things lately. Didn't you win like 2 lathes in the Turner's Warehouse? But that's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm just razzing you. But way to go, Frank. Frank is. You need to go gambling this year, I think. Gambling or maybe some lottery, because your luck is on fire lately. Way to go, buddy. Frank Fowler's not. Way to go. So I will be getting this wrapped up and sent to you soon. I guess that's about it. I don't think there's anything else going on. So be looking for, I'm probably not going to do a video or anything like that, but I'll post when I finally figure out what solution I'm going to go for with the pen kit storage. I think that drawers is like the best way to go, because I tend to make a mess and it's dusty in here a lot. So if I can put stuff away, I'm definitely happier. And it'll get it off desks and stuff. And I'm still working on kind of setting up the background. But I already have some stuff for, I'm going to be making a floating shelf, like a kind of resin river table or like hybrid kind of thing. Make a nice thick shelf over here. So I got some hardware on its way already, and actually a couple, I had to break down. If you guys haven't seen the new drill guide thing from Rockler, it's awesome. It's not cheap, but I was like, it would help with this. It'll kind of actually help drilling holes and stuff in the wall. So we'll be doing a floating shelf, adding stuff, and that way I can kind of display some fun stuff, and we'll be kind of sprucing this up. So look for that. I don't think I'm going to do a video on that stuff, but I will probably do a video on the shelf. That'll be pretty fun. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's kind of early, but you know, we'll get those pen blanks ready. And I think we're a couple weeks early on Valentine's Day. You could really do things like this like a month earlier, probably pretty easily for people, especially if you're trying to sell pens or something like that for Valentine's Day, or even for gifts. You know, if you're way ahead of the game. But these things will be listed, you know, once we get them demolded, as long as everything's good, which I don't anticipate any problems. They'll be listed on my short runs section of my website. And just real quick, I know a lot of people were interested in these, and I just posted the last week's blood money blanks with the gold flake in there and the red dye. So if you guys are interested, there's only 6 of them available. I don't know if anybody's actually purchased any of them yet. I haven't been notified. I don't know of notifications yet. So make sure to grab them, because I know a lot of people many different people were talking about them. But I do plan to make some more, not a whole lot more, but it's best to claim yours so you don't miss out. So anyway, guys, I hope that you guys have a great evening. And then let's see here. I don't think I'm going to be doing a stream this weekend, because I really need to get that other video done and a couple other things as well. So no stream this weekend, I don't think, but we will be back in action next week. And like I said, I think we're going to do the Choya cactus, and it'll be kind of one of those fun, you guys just toss out a bunch of colors and we'll see what we make, you know. So super chatters will get to pick the colors, and then we'll make some Choya blanks. I always like doing those, like for like pine cones and things like that, where it's not like we already know what they're going to look like. Let's just make some funky blanks kind of thing. So I think that would be a fun one to do next week. So anyway, guys, have a good evening, and I will see you guys all next Wednesday.